Hey everybody, it's Monday morning and this is the Monday Morning Show and I'm super excited to say hello to you. I hope you have a great big fresh cup of tea or coffee or whatever you're drinking this time of day, wherever you're at. Jen's down in the green room getting hooked up. Are you ready to go? Maybe? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is where we talk about what's important, what's not, balance, commitments to yourself, your family, your business, showing up strong, all kinds of things about that. Lots of communication, lots of supporting business, lots of, hi, good morning, Jen.
Good
I,
morning.
I stopped like mid-sentence.
That's okay. No, it's good to be here. It's such a nice morning, and everything you're saying is so true. I can't dive in today and really talk about all of these really meaningful things, and I don't know, just get into it.
Yeah, yeah, good morning. So what'd you do this weekend?
We went apple picking yesterday with the kids. It was
So much
so cute.
so much fun.
Yes, it was. Yes, and I know that you kind of got up to some business, but you did take some leisure time too, didn't you?
Yeah, I made a couple trips back and forth to our cabin in the woods, which you guys are all invited to come, but my cabin's 4 miles back in the woods, so there's no internet. So I hopped up Friday night, came home for a class Saturday, spent all day in class on Saturday, getting myself learned, and yeah, hopped back up Sunday for breakfast with the rest of the family and a nice long hike in the woods, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful here in Michigan. Beautiful.
I love everything about hiking and just being so out in nature. Like you literally just start leaving all of the stress. Like you just like drop it off on the trail and then the next thing gets dropped off. I just love hiking for that. So I'm kind of, I didn't go hiking this weekend, so I'm a tiny bit jealous.
Yeah, about 3 miles into it, I was like, really? Wait, we got to go back. This is going to be an 8 mile hike here instead of a 3 mile hike.
Yeah.
But it was so nice. And it was, fall is so, the leaves are crunchy. All the smells are like marinating and setting themselves up for the winter. And, it just really kind of makes me think of, when we go into like as business owners, right? Like we just kind of go into almost like a hibernation ourselves to where we can process and think about things. And um, we're kind of there. We like hopped into our cocoon a little bit early, didn't we, at the illustrious?
Yes, we did. I, but I'm a love cocoon time. So I mean, yeah, there's definitely time for expansion. Just I have to honor cocoon time because so much can be gathered from just being able to sit with it and read and just like really let things start moving through you in a way that you just kind of honor it, and I love it.
It's so cool. Jen and I usually have a guest on the show on Mondays. Usually that's somebody from our amazing directory that we have put together. And we opted today to just be the two of us and talk about a lot of the things that are going on, a lot of the changes that are being made, a lot of the thoughts that are being thrown out there. Most of the things that we do are collaborations and joint ventures and a lot of networking. And the illustrious was really formed out of our need and our want and our passion to make those connections and to take them a step farther. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely built on the collective energy of so many people and this intelligence that we really do need this community of people that are vibrating at the same way. We want a whole new kind of, we have expectations out of our interactions, and we want to support those interactions and communications and also honoring each other at the same time. And that comes different place, a different intelligence entirely. And we want to support that because it's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody, for jumping on. Good morning, Kim. It's good to see Kim. Good morning. She's been running, she runs like 50-mile races.
I
I
saw,
know.
I saw her. She's just running along. I'm like, where is she going? What is she doing? But she's just running. And I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, she runs all night long. Like running 50 miles takes her all night long to run it. I'm like, I don't know how she does it. She can run for me. That's fine. Um, but yeah, that's SE Oprah. In case anybody needs to know, Kim Boltzma is SE Oprah, and she's fantastic with all the things to do with maximizing and making sure your SEO is hooked up and taking you the link that you want. Oh, good morning, Cheryl. Cheryl's on with us this morning. There's a couple of people on with us this morning. Say hi to us. Make sure you hop in here and say hello. Cheryl is another one of our fabulous directory members, and she's all about making sure your family stays connected and that those conversations get had. So what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about you? What do you do, Jen Weatherly? Tell the people what you do.
I am a UX designer. So what does that mean? It just means that I love functionality. So when I'm building websites or any kind of system, or, it mostly has to do with websites, but it could be anything in Facebook. I like there to be a really high level of functionality and usability to what's happening inside. So I put a lot of focus on making sure that it's lovely to be there, that people like to kind of browse around and don't feel that need to they don't ever feel that overwhelmed, because that's the worst. So I like literally I'm creating emotion inside of websites, and also in graphics as well. So that's fun for me. Yeah.
And a lot of the things that you do are just so spectacular. You have a different way of connecting and building your websites than the majority of the cut and paste web designers that are out there, which, one really, really, really spoke to me and why we probably originally connected. But I love that you actually listen to your clients. Like you listen and you feel and you hear them.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody has, they come to their business in a certain way, and they're moving through different layers and levels of their professional life. And also their branding is going to come from that, and it all needs to evolve. So you need to have some staples, but then you need to be able to flex and move and mold as you grow and change how you kind of operate. And in the last year, Erin and I have changed quite radically how we're operating, right? And so both of our websites have taken kind of like huge detours. And that's like, I like it, but it's also allowed me to come right back to what I absolutely love. So mine is just like smeared in ocean, but my company's called Seafog Media, so it works, right?
Right.
And we're just kind of working on Erin's and moving through some stuff with hers, but hers has become really linear and very straightforward. And Erin is exactly like that in her business. So, we want that to kind of show up inside of the design, but also to bring in the elements that you bring to your work. So that is the big, big part of how I like to design. So it's like elements and textures. And so you can see things that are really pretty. Those should probably be there. Those colors you love. But then there's also those underlying elements that you bring. And like in Erin's case, it's sometimes these I see these beautiful flowers, like she will deliver it to you in a nice package, but it's always so on point and direct that you have to listen. And if you don't, that's up to you. But I just like that. So we have infused hers with a bit of some flowering images, but then also her lovely headshots that have come in. For those of you that have been in the Illustrious Ones groups, you've seen some of her headshots that she got recently. And another one of our illustrious members was bringing this up because she's a photographer. And those iconic photo shoots are really, really amazing to put into your website. And so finding that right photographer that can actually get you in your essence is so critical. It's a big one, finding the right photographer. So we need these creative people all over the place, right? To really bring these projects together.
And it's so important, and that it's not, we're sticking on what you do, Jen, with your creativity, that it's not the cut and paste and everyone looks the same and you might just change the yellow for an orange in somebody's, you know what I mean? And that the layout of their page is exactly the same as every other one that you've ever done. And I love that yours is so and Cheryl said it best. She goes, Jen's process is amazing. It's very intuitive, which is so spot on, and yeah, thanks, Cheryl. You nailed it as far as really very succinctly putting into words what Jen does. She is extremely intuitive with her design with you. And I love what you said too about me. It's like I'm super analytical, right? Like I'm very structured and I'm very organized, and everything for me is all about processes and measuring, and you have to have your measurables, and you have to be able to go back and track your progress, and you're right. But then there's that soft little point of me that you'll see a flower photograph every now and then, and you'll see bird pictures, and you'll see it's not always cut and dry. I have a soft side to me that's really quite beautiful, and I love how you've integrated that into my site and made it really quite lovely. And yeah, the photo shoot. So Melissa Prout in our group, we had a lot of discussion inside the group about Melissa, and she reached out and really was questioning how to expand her reach with people and some new ideas. And gosh, there was a lot of back and forth in there, and suggestions and processes there. But I'm telling you what, people, if you have not, like, I had a photo shoot done 3, maybe now pushing 4 years ago. That was the first time I'd had professional photographs done just of me, seriously, since my high school graduation. Just of me. It never was in my wheelhouse. I never thought about it. It wasn't a priority. I thought it was being, egocentric, and I thought it was very much, hey, look at me. I really did. I just didn't think that it was necessary. I could use beautiful pictures, royalty free pictures on my website to support and back me up. But when it comes down to it, Jen, and you can really like bring it home, your website's about you and how you connect and touch people, and people buy from you. They want to see you in who you are. And so when I had the shots done this time, I actually had 2 different ones. One was when I was on site in Phoenix at an event in Phoenix, at Jane Powers event last month. There, I had headshots done there, as well as I had shots done on stage too. So it's, that was like me in my jam, like really doing what I love doing. And then I had lifestyle pictures when I came home with a photographer that's here locally, who she's off the charts amazing with what she can do. And, so there's 2 different sides of me. And then actually, like I'd love to her to come to my cabin with me and take pictures at my cabin, like really when I'm in a sweatshirt and my work boots and,
Yeah. Those pictures that you had done at your event are so good, because Erin is, she's definitely opening up this new lane, which isn't new to her, but we're going to be, Franco, those images of her actually speaking go on her speaker sheet. So when people want to say, hey, am I looking for Erin to speak at my event? That's her already doing it. They know what she shows up like. And then, everything that she talks about, her topics, and, we've talked about maybe creating a speaker sheet. And this is how her website is evolving. So that is in there very soon. But then her lifestyle pictures, where you're directly looking at the camera so people can connect to you, is just that thing that people are like, wow, that's what she looks like. And she's just staring straight at me. And those are your sales. I mean, you can talk to Tanya Decker and she'll tell you your copy's your salesperson while you're not there. But those 2 together, and actually in her course, she's like, go get that photographer. and get some amazing shots down to put with your copy. And yeah, then you've got that flow. You've got this, like, you're talking to the person, you're looking at them, they're getting to know who you are, and they're just at your website, or they're on your they're reading your post. So you can use them in so many different ways, and you can use them throughout time. So they keep moving and changing and working for you. So that's wonderful.
Yeah. You know, and really so many people think it's super, super expensive. Um, you know, and time consuming, and you got to go get your hair done, and you got to do, you know, somebody needs to do your makeup so it's camera ready. And, you know, quite honestly, my shoot in when I was in Phoenix, I didn't know what time it was going to be. We were fitting it in because of my duties at the event, as well as the photographer's duties at the event. And he goes, Erin, I got 7 minutes right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
I never even walked in the bathroom to check my hair. So you guys really, things can turn out really, really well when you don't stress about them too. Like you're just showing up, you're being real, you're being you, and it shows. It shows in the skill of the photographer, one, and then two, when you're showing up in your real and true authentic self, it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the problem that I now have is picking.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to pick up the ones that really you think, yeah, that's what's I'll be able to use that for a couple of years.
Right. Right. Yeah. So we recently did kind of like a little poll in our illustrious ones group. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, because the word directory, we kind of just like, I'm pretty technical. And so when we were building all of this, I got this idea, wasn't mine, but it came in, and it's like, build a directory now, because I know that this is something that I'm supposed to be doing. But the word directory is just so boring.
I know.
And just saying it, it's just like the directory. I don't know. It's like, I don't know how to jazz it up because it's just too that flat.
It falls flat, right? Like, and it sounds boring. And like, why do we want that? Why would I even be interested in that?
Yeah. So the idea came to us, like, we got to switch this up. And, with the other members that are already in, we kind of have a meeting of minds, whoever can show up. And this is where we start batting off ideas off each other and, feedback. What do you think about changing the name of the directory? When we put it out to the rest of the members that were not at that, we definitely got some numbers back in, and we ended up with the new membership being called the Collective, which is where we started out. It's just too funny. That was the language we were using at the beginning. So,
which is really quite. It just goes back to say, you guys, when your gut tells you something, don't change it.
yeah.
Right? Like that was the verbiage that when we first started communicating about our dream, and that we figured out that it was mutual, and that there was something bigger for us as a unit to push forward to the people. The collective was actually the verbiage that we talked about. We have it in our notes that goes back over a year ago. Well, pushing right about a year right now, isn't it? It's coming up hard on a year.
Yep, coming up.
Yeah. I remember sitting in the airport calling you.
I know, you were so excited. So was I.
And trust your gut, trust the pen on the paper when you wrote it down. Make sure that it's, you know what I mean? There's no reason to change what has come in intuitively to you.
Yeah.
I think this really runs hand in hand with, keeping up with the Smiths, right? Like the whole, oh, they're doing it and they're calling it that, so I should call it that. or they're doing it that right. The whole compare thing and they're doing it, so I should do it, or I should call it that because that's clearly working for them.
I thought that the word might be just too radical to just say, oh, this is the collective. And then, like, who do they think they are? I'm Jen Weatherly, and I have a directory called The Collective. That's what it is.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, that's just, now we're here. We're accepting this, and this is really amazing for us because, good. Thank you, Barbara.
I know.
Offer this level at a much reduced rate from what we're going to be calling the short list, which is where our members currently are. And we're going to move them up to the short list. And there's only going to be select people on that short list. And of course, we're going to refine how that looks because those ones will stick to the top. Those ones will obviously show up before the others. And they will have full page listings. They will have, extra images and videos allowed. And the collective one will just be a card on the directory listings themselves. It will have just a shortened amount of information on there. So it is a way to become listed, and that has a lot of functionality in it right there. So
yeah. So in a nutshell, what we're doing is we're making it available, and the details are still getting worked out. And if you're part of the Illustrious Ones group, all of that information will be posted in the group. If you're not part of that, hop on over there. We'll put the links in the feed. Or if somebody's on here, if you can put the link to the feed, that if you're already in the Illustrious Ones group, go ahead and drop that in the feed for us. We'd love that. But what it does in a nutshell, it allows you it to be inclusive instead of exclusive. So going hand in hand with our thought that it is all about the collective, that it is all about the joint ventureship of each other, the collaborations, the hey, I think we have something that we can do together. Let's reach out. Let's work this. Let's see what this looks like. And it allows everyone the opportunity to be a part of it. So depending on what your level of investment is and whatever your commitment to it is, you can come in at the base of the collective. And again, we're working out the details, but we're just sharing it right now because we're so excited about it. It rolled forward last week, and we've chewed on it and marinated on it most of last week, and we've had a couple conversations with some pretty amazing strategists on how to put this forward and to form the verbiage around it, and a lot of the other pieces, to that. So those are all in the making, and those conversations have already started. So we're not sitting on this. We are, again, like the rest of our people in our group, there's no grass growing under our feet over here at the Illustrious Ones.
Yeah, no, we want to just take this innovation that we can now commit to and just say, yes, we will definitely want to move forward on this because it's just really good. I've been looking for that way to really include as many people as possible. And because this is going to grow into something that's not just about the being listed in a directory, but that it is going to morph into some workshops and being able to really give back and learn from each other. And thanks, Barbara.
I know.
So awesome.
I know, it's so good.
As we have a lot of people coming in at different places because we're also niched out in what we're doing. We need to pick up other skills from other people. And we've got some incredible members on the shortlist currently that are going to be creating some workshops in exactly their niche. And that is just incredible. Like, I'm so excited about what will be transpiring over the next few months. So.
Yeah. So watch for that in the Illustrious Ones Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, hop on over there, and there's just 3 gallery questions to make sure that we're a good fit for each other before you hop into the group. It is super interactive. It is a growing group. We started at what? I don't even know. 4 months ago,
Um,
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
May?
May,
Is that
June,
June?
May or June. Maybe that's a little bit more than 4 months ago. Sorry, I can't keep track of time.
It was.
Um,
Oh,
it just goes.
going on.
It just goes. But watch, if you're not a part of the Illustrious Ones Facebook group, hop on over there. Again, those gallery questions will make sure that we're a good fit for each other, and then we'll pop you into the group if that works for you and works for us. And once you're in there, then the information will be there. Jen and I plan on chewing on this the rest of the week, and are waiting for some feedback from those strategists that we've already had conversations with, and we're really excited to see what they push back to us as far as their thoughts and their how they are directing us, and whether or not that continues to line up with us. We're super, super excited to see that feedback from them. But yeah, so in a nutshell, Cheryl, the strength of the team, the collective heartbeat of that which makes us unique and special, ultimately comes together to make us strong.
Yeah, shivers. Yeah, I love her.
Cheryl Bassett's the best
Yeah, she.
ever, hands down. Amen. That should close the show, but no, we have a whole nother half hour. You guys know it just like it's a cellular level. Like I feel like my heart just explodes with comments like that. Like it just makes it all the work and all the conversations and all the connections that are both of us have had um mean something. It just makes my heart explode, because it is about the new way to network. This isn't, hey, pass my card out to 7 people and I'll give you an attaboy, right? Like this isn't show up at 6 a.m. every Tuesday morning or you're out. It isn't, right? There aren't really any rules. It's just be human. It's just support one another. It's just, hey, what can I do to help you? And what do you got going on? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Let me put some eyeballs on it. You want some eyeballs? Cool. I'll put eyeballs on it. Right? Like,
Well, and that's the next phase, right, Erin? It's just we are going to be. I've installed the affiliates, but I'm still working it up, just so I fully understand it because I don't. And transparency right there.
I love it. And
Anyway,
let's like hit on that for just a second though. Let's hit on that transparency, right? Like
yeah,
we can't know everything about everything.
no, no,
And
it takes time.
it takes time, and two, it allows us to have that vulnerability enough to say, hey, I don't know everything about everything, and I'm going to learn it, or I'm going to tap some resources, or I'm going to do both
Yeah, yeah,
before we click the on button to
yeah.
make sure that it's like out there, right? And but yeah, let's go forward with our new way of networking and what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, this is something we are going to be talking a lot more about. I don't even feel like I'm a pioneer, but thank you very much, Barbara. I feel like I'm coming in at the tail end, but maybe I'm not because this really has everything to do with, ethics and business and paying it forward. And
Mm-hmm.
paying it forward is really that massive gold mine that we're all doing really amazing things and that we can share our affiliate links and pay out the people that are selling our products for us because that
Mm-hmm.
boosts it, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
you're getting so much more people with their eyes on your stuff just by getting into that network. And I'm going to be talking about that more and more. So this isn't just like you could even just be creating ad spaces inside of your website on your blog articles. You
Yep.
could be doing direct sales and promotions. And there's just a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's just in conversation with these collaborations that you've created where you end up saying, hey, hold on a second, I know the girl for you. Here, take this. It is an affiliate link, yeah, but here you go.
Yeah.
A kickback. But you know what? That is also transparency, and I love it because then I say, oh, okay, I actually like you, so I want you to get a kickback.
Right. And what happens there is that it actually is ethical, right? There's no bartering that's going on. There's no, hey, I'll do this for you and you can, pat my back,
Yeah.
later kind of thing. It actually is upfront business.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's, hey, we have agreed that we support each other's business, how you do business, what you do for business, how you transpire in business, how you exchange energy in your business, and
Mhm.
we support that, and we want to support that.
Yeah.
And it's, when you think about it, the old boys school about the kickbacks, right? Like, the used car salesman kickback kind of thing. That isn't this. This is actually ethical, and there's no under the table. There's no, right. There's no, hey, I'll slide you $100. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
This is actually on purpose, ethical, strategic partnering is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
And that's what the collective is created for. Yeah, you may go in there and find, you may find the next person you want to work with, but most likely you're going to be building your team from in there. Uh,
Yeah.
who are the people that that we know are acting ethically, and they do good business? Those are the ones that are in there. That's
Mm-hmm.
important to us, and that will be part of how we define who's on the short list, because it's a vetted list. We want it to be like that on purpose, and it's going to be capped out at a certain number, and we haven't got all of those details yet. But when you go to start collaborating with people and within our collective, we know who we're kind of talking to, and we want to know you better. And so this is a really wonderful way to do it. And I'm going to be bringing forward more information on how to do affiliate marketing. But Sophia Pacifico, actually, I'm just going to call you out. I don't know where you're now, somewhere at the beach, probably.
She's probably beachside, right?
Yeah, no, she sets up your whole affiliate system for you. So I chose to do mine personally, but Sophia will set that up for you. Just so you know, there is somebody in this group that does that. So yeah.
Yeah, and she's a huge, huge, huge resource also for all your project planning, for your anything that has to do with the oversight of your project coming to fruition. And she actually, one of the services that she offers is she will actually set up that affiliate program for you,
Yeah.
like turnkey. Like, yep, here you go, Sophia, set it up for me, show me how to use it. Poof, here you go, Jen. It's
Yeah.
done. Let me do a walkthrough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really, really cool. So you guys, seriously, like, not only in the group itself, but inside of the current directory, the collective that we have created, you guys can go and check that out anytime you want. It is let me see if I got it's theillustriousones.com/directory. You can go check that out right now. You can see what it looks like. You can see the people that are in there. The listing that's in there currently is what's going to become the short list.
Yep.
Just so you know. So if you're looking to be on the short list, seriously, it will be capped out. We are collaborating on that number of people. Not only, it won't be specifically inside the group. Let's see, each category will have a cap on it. It'll be the same number. There'll be X number of people per category available to be on the short list. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you hop in there and you go, hey, my category's not on there, reach out to Jen or I, and that's just hello@theillustriousones.com.
Yep.
Or hit us up on, private messenger and say, hey, I checked out the directory. My category's not in there. We'll add a category for you. Okay. Now, if it's a skill set, that's something different. Okay. That'll follow down and become what's called a tag. So if you actually have a skill set that's different than your job that you actually do for people, which is a category, we can help you with there too. So
yeah, we're going to do a little restructuring, make it a lot more clear and succinct to what are we actually doing? So
Mhm.
yeah, we just want to make sure that it's just so dead easy to find exactly what you're looking for. So
Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on. Some of the conversations that have rolled forward from our little poll in the group last week. We did not sit on that. We went ahead and took action. And some really, really cool things have transpired because we chose to take action. It's pretty funny when those things happen. Hey, thanks, Cheryl, for putting that link in there. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I want to, you feel like moving on and talking, or do you got something else to say on that?
no, let's move on. Yeah. Yeah, I've got mine right here too. Oh, how much do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Oh, Brené Brown.
Oh my God. Okay, can I just
Please.
vulnerable for just a couple minutes here? I am terrible with confrontation. I am horrible with it. And it's just it like my voice doesn't work anymore if I am put in the face of somebody that is trying to control the situation. And so I generally do not get involved in those kind of conversations. And that has not gotten me very far. It has held me back in even my business can't really move forward because it scares the shit out of me. So this right now is the most important book that I could possibly be reading because what was the first thing she said? Vulnerability about something, and then you have to embrace the suck.
I know. I highlighted it already.
Okay. Yeah, I totally get that.
You have to embrace the suck. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then you have to learn how to rumble.
Yeah.
Means being really honest sometimes. So we're going to be working through this book, and I do want to. I'm going to be putting it out as a book club, and maybe we could meet if maybe in 6 weeks or something. I don't even have a calendar in front of me, but I'm going to put it out this week. See if people want to jump in on it with us. Apparently, she's got a lot of resources at her website that we can actually go through and really, make it better for us. So
there's actually a workbook that goes along with this book, by the way. And, it's so funny because I didn't know Jen ordered it. And we were talking about it before the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, me too. But, here's the thing. We're all leaders in our element, right? Like every single one of us are leaders. And what that looks like, what it looks like. And I love Brené Brown. I've loved her since day one. I own every single one of her books. And like, seriously, we probably came out of the same mom. I don't know, but, and I will meet her live one day. But
yes,
it is more than just a little girl crush on Brené Brown. But there was a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Did you see that one in the front of the book too? I don't know how far you are. And I got to read it because it was so huge for me. And it says, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong the man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who at the best knows at the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly.
God, like shivers.
I know, like right in like the center of me. I'm like, oh, which means like seriously, like over and over and over and over and over again, you guys are leaders. I'm a leader. Jen, you're a leader. We do things. We're scared as crap to do them.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're going to make it or not. We don't know how much money we're going to, or we want to invest. We don't know how many people are going to be interested. We don't know. We don't know the things, right? And yet we still are going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. even this episode, I was like, well, are people going to want to sit and watch just Erin and I talking without, an interviewee? Even then, I was just like, no, no, you have to actually talk about yourselves then, and that's okay. Um, yeah, this is going to be really huge for me because this is one of my weaknesses that I really have to overcome so I can get to that next level. But I know our group and our collective and our short list is filled with leaders doing
Mm.
things beautifully. And I just want to give props right now to everybody that is daring greatly in their lives because it's so we need it. We need you to be there. And I just want to show appreciation that you are there. And even if you're not watching this, you're watching the replay. Just like mad love to all of you for just showing up and doing what you do.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Are you familiar with Barbara Van Manen? Do you know her? Other than she watches every single one of our shows.
Yeah, we've met private message back and forth, and she is in life insurance, and I have a little crush on her too because she wants to like make sure people understand insurance, and it's the one thing that we're like, oh, I don't want to talk about these hard things in life, but it just goes along with like even just having a rumble, that hard conversation you have to have with your husband or your kids or your family. Like, who's going to take my kids if, I perish?
Right.
That's what the kind of stuff that she's doing. And I applaud that because those are hard conversations to have. And also, how do you structure it so people actually,
Hang up on you.
yeah, yeah, right? That's just a big one, but it's the most important one.
Yeah. And so many of us parents specifically put that conversation off because nothing's really going to happen to us.
Yep, I've done it. I have no will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have life,
Yeah.
but no will. So, there's one without the other. I don't know. It's not making a lot of sense. So,
It, yeah. It's kind of like you know, filing for a business license, but you didn't follow through with, the government. You did the state side, but you didn't do the government side. So
yeah,
you're not balanced. So you're
I
not
know
really.
federal, but not. I'm like, it's internet. What do I need to file in my province? Come on.
It's like you have to have both, and you have to have both, and you know, Barbara should come on the show because she's got like so much amazing information to tell and to share um with us. So think about that, Barbara. Think
Yeah.
about that.
She was talking to
Um,
me about, or she brought it up about organization and that she's just like, and she's got like a plan, and she's time blocks and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, she is
cool.
getting stuff done.
She's getting it done. I know. So, what else is going on? What else do we want to talk about?
Ah, I don't even know. I feel like really like all this stuff has moved off my chest. Like we've talked about a lot of things here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You want to loop back around and cover what we covered today?
Yeah. Okay. Well, where did we start?
Hi, good morning. It's Erin and Jen.
Yes. I'm a website and web presence packages for people. And what did you do, Erin?
Oh, we didn't talk about me.
Yeah.
We talked about my website. Yeah, and I'm Erin Strayer, and I not only have a show that I produce twice a week, in addition to the Monday morning show, but I'm a high level accountability specialist, business strategist, growth consultant, all kinds of things wrapped up in one. But really, I help you push your business forward in bigger, better ways and move you past where you're at right now. A lot of the clients that I work with are past the starting point, like they're already in business and they've hit a wall. And so we really jump in at that point. I meet you where you're at and we move forward. We get you past that stuck spot, but it's really very, very high level accountability, executive level accountability for high level people. So as well as I do a lot of other things. I sit on 4 boards.
Well, you also MC events and you're moving into more of a speaking career, right? And that's
Very
not
much so.
not even moving, but you're already doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. That's becoming an awareness among a lot of people as far as that I am available to hire as a speaker at events, not only as a keynote speaker, but also as an MC for the events. So a lot of people have recognized that I do that and I love to do that and I'm good at that. And so they love my energy and they love how I easily read the room and
Yeah.
read the energy of the room and adapt very easily to that. So that's that's super fun part for me. I love doing that. Yeah. And usually in the between the fall and spring, in the past I've done between 30 and 40 events for a specific organization here locally. And we'll see if I do those again this year. We'll see. So the last 4 years I've done about, last year was my biggest number. I did 44 events last year for this organization between October and end of March.
Wow.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So it's out there. I do it. I love to do it. I love to support events that really that I have a heart into, that I enjoy, and I back the organization and the vision of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm really, like, I don't know. When you talk about it, it's just like, I don't know, like I see stars and twinkly things. So that's a good one for you.
Stars and twinkly things. I love that.
Yeah, it's always fine.
I love that. Yeah. And it's funny because I've I've spoken for a long time at different events in different arenas and for different crowds, and I really enjoy being on stage and having. I love the microphone. Like I'm like RJ. Like I turn into somebody else when you put a microphone in my hand, even though there's one right here. Like when I actually am holding it and I'm standing, I turn into somebody else. Um, I know, isn't that funny? Like I should hold it. Like it'd be, yeah. And it's really an interesting it's a different avenue for me, but I love it. I love it so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara calls me the busy Wonder Woman. That's hilarious.
Well,
Where'd
yeah.
you find that? Oh, it looked like a vest. I thought that was like a Superwoman vest. What is that? That's a medal or something, isn't it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we recap talking about changes in the illustrious ones.
Yep.
The directory is going to get changed to the collective.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sounds. Yeah, I'm gonna change up all the graphics, get that moving, and start rolling it out. And yeah, that's gonna be good. And the short list too. I'm really excited about this as well because that is it's vetted and it's a really good place to be. So we're gonna. I just we're working with a strategist, or hope to be working with a strategist soon, and that just has changed the way I'm looking at business. So that is a big shift. And then, we also, we are definitely looking at the affiliates, getting it all set up and rolled out. But this is so much bigger than us just having it. We want everybody to be kind of producing something inside of their systems to make sure that the word of what they do spreads very organically and transparently. Because we are a great big collective of people, and we are really way stronger together. So I love to see what you're working on, shared as a post in the group. And these will be also features that, I mean, we have a monthly push on what people are doing inside of our shortlist, but you can also bump up and get on that monthly list, and that gets emailed out to everybody. So these are all features that we want to be able to start extending to you. So we're going to look at everything, really roll it out, and make sure that your stuff's getting in front of the right people, and those people want to share it out if they really align with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Cheryl was on here a while ago asking if you needed content for next month's newsletter.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
dropped in our members group, but yeah, I would love to know what you guys are cooking up for next month. So shoot it over to me at hello at theillustriousones.com, and I'll definitely put it inside of that page.
So hopefully by the time that newsletter comes out, we will have a little bit more defined parameters on what we're looking at specifically for the shortlist people. And it'll be an option for the collective people to opt in to being part of that newsletter, and pushing your events, your webinars, your programs that you're launching that particular month. And that's what the newsletter within what we're now calling the shortlist, the vetted people that are already part of the directory, have access to, is to push out their information for the month and to have that be part of the newsletter. And I think one of the things that we're chatting about and that probably will be implemented is that every single person inside of there will have their own affiliate link for everybody else's programs. Yep. So like I will have an affiliate link for Jen's program. Jen will have one for mine. I will have one for Cheryl's. Cheryl will have one for mine. And, you know, it sounds confusing, but it's really probably not. So when I don't know, I see visions of swipe copy and for our vetted members and push it over and then just plug your affiliate link in the right spot and send it out to your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and you can do that in so many different ways. So we're definitely going to cover how to really just like make whatever you're doing part of the community. And it doesn't have to have our name on it, but it can be whoever you're connected with and who you're really aligning with. That's what you want. So
absolutely. Because again, we're better together. And you know, if I can put your program in front of my list, even though I'm not part of your program, I just think your program's valuable and something that my list would appreciate. I want to do that. And vice versa. Right? Like, I think that's super, super valuable information.
Yes. Yeah. And moving forward, this is really how like the new realm will form up. So it's so needed. And yeah. Glad we switched the name from the directory because it's too flat to it's very meaningful.
I know. Like it has so much more meaning and so much. It feels better. It feels like something.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Cool. You want to close the show out?
Yeah, sure. I thank you all for coming by and checking out the show. And if you're watching the replay, thank you very much for watching the replay. We've covered a lot of information in this show, but we're going to be dropping it all throughout our weeks as we start rolling different stuff out. And I do like to give myself grace in time and actually being able to produce these things in a meaningful way when they're ready to come out. So let's just, stick together, and we're going to really start showing you exactly how we want this to roll out. And we want you to be part of the collective or the shortlist. And as we move forward, we want to know what your information is that you want to share and become, maybe a partner where you're offering workshops and, becoming more of a teacher, and all of those would link back to your own property. So this is just this evolution of the collective, and we're so happy to have you here. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope to see you next Monday.
It's awesome. Thanks everybody for being here. If you're watching the replay, please let us know that. And we're live every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, really, really early Pacific time. Watch us while you're getting ready in the morning if you're on the West Coast. And we'd love to see you here. We'd love to have you part of the Illustrious Ones Facebook group, as well as part of our directory / the collective. And if that's something that lines up with you, please reach out to us. We'll make sure you have all the information that you want, need, desire before you make your decision to hop in with this amazing group and this collective of energy that we have developed. So thanks everybody for being with us. We'll see you right back here next week. Take care.
Bye.